Hi everyone, my name is Sophie, and today we're going to take a look at another horrible case with you. This is a story that's going to leave you absolutely furious and heartbroken all at once. We're talking about a case that involves social media fame, toxic obsession, and two innocent people whose lives were cut tragically short by someone who was supposed to love and protect one of them. Today we're going to be talking about the case of Ali Abulaban, better known to his nearly 1 million TikTok followers as Jinn Kid, and the horrific murders of his estranged wife Anna Abulaban and her friend Rayburn Cardenas Barron. This is a case that shows us just how dangerous obsession can become, and how the pursuit of fame can corrupt someone to their very core. Let me start by telling you about Ali Abulaban. Born in Staten Island in 1992 to a Middle Eastern family, Ali grew up in what he would later describe as an abusive household. According to his own testimony, his father was physically and emotionally abusive, beating him with extension cords and constantly telling him he was a disappointment. Ali claimed this left him with social anxiety around other men and a desperate need to prove himself. In 2013, at age 21, Ali joined the US Air Force, hoping to find his place in the world. He was stationed in Okinawa, Japan, where he would meet the woman who would change his life forever, Anna Marie. Anna was born in 1993 in the Philippines, but had moved to Japan because her stepfather was a Navy contractor. She was visiting the base on a tourist visa when she first caught Ali's eye. According to Ali's later testimony, he was working as a gate guard when he first saw Anna getting out of a car with another serviceman. He said seeing her for the first time affected him deeply. Anna was everything Ali felt he wasn't. She was confident, comfortable in her own skin, and had this grace and energy about her that drew people to her. The two began talking every night on Skype, and their relationship quickly blossomed into something more. But there was a complication. Anna was already married to a fellow serviceman named Sean Torres. This revelation hurt Ali deeply, as he would later testify, because he felt like every time they were getting comfortable together, some obstacle or dark secret would pop up. Despite the complications, Ali and Anna's relationship continued to develop. However, things took a dark turn when Ali allegedly got into a physical altercation with one of Anna's friends. This incident led to his discharge from the military in 2015, forcing him to return home to Virginia while Anna went back to the Philippines with her family. But fate wasn't done with them yet. Anna discovered she was pregnant with Ali's child, and despite the distance and complications, Ali was determined to be there for her and their baby. He worked multiple jobs to save money for the visa process that would allow Anna to come to the United States. When their daughter Amira was born, Ali flew to the Philippines to be there for the birth. It took about 9 months for Anna's visa to be approved, but eventually she and baby Amira joined Ali in Virginia, where they moved in with his parents initially before getting their own place nearby. According to Ali, their time in Virginia was perfect. They bought a townhome together, both got jobs at the same IT company, and Ali began pursuing his dream of becoming a social media star. Anna was incredibly supportive of his ambitions, helping him film his videos, setting up lighting, and even doing his makeup when needed for skits. The couple married on January 27, 2017, and from the outside, everything looked ideal. Ali started gaining traction on social media around 2019, posting videos under the handle Jinn Kid on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. His content focused on celebrity impressions and sketch comedy, with his most popular videos featuring his impersonation of Tony Montana from the movie Scarface, complete with the distinctive accent and mannerisms. Anna often appeared in these videos, either behind the camera helping with production or starring alongside Ali. Their social media presence portrayed them as a happy couple with a drama-free relationship. but this couldn't have been further from the truth. Behind the carefully curated content, their relationship was already showing serious cracks. Ali was becoming increasingly jealous and controlling. He would accuse Anna of cheating on him constantly, often forcing her to leave work early to placate his paranoid suspicions. Friends and family members began noticing troubling signs. Anna would have unexplained bruises, and there were reports of loud arguments coming from their home. The situation became so concerning that Anna's family nearly intervened multiple times, with her parents teetering on the edge of calling 911. But Anna would always reassure them that it wouldn't happen again, that Ali had promised to change. It's a tragic pattern we see too often in domestic violence situations. The victim protecting their abuser, holding on to hope that things will get better. In February 2021, Anna convinced Ali that moving to San Diego would be good for his career. She had friends there and had visited the city, falling in love with the lifestyle and opportunities it could provide. They moved into a luxury 35th floor apartment at the Spire San Diego complex, a high-rise building in the trendy East Village neighborhood. But instead of improving their situation, the move to San Diego marked the beginning of the end for their relationship. Both Ali and Anna began partying more frequently, and Ali developed a serious cocaine addiction. His cousin Luis Marinari would later describe seeing Ali with large bags of cocaine, using the drug openly in restaurants, movie theaters, and even during his live streams. The cocaine use made Ali even more paranoid and controlling than before. He became convinced that Anna was having affairs, particularly with their friend Rayburn Cardenas Barron, known to everyone as Ray. Ray was a 29-year-old man who had once commented on how lucky Ali was to have a wife as beautiful as Anna, a remark that had planted a seed of jealousy in Ali's mind that would eventually grow into deadly obsession. As Ali's behavior became more erratic and abusive, Anna began to thrive independently in San Diego. She was making new friends, building her own social media following, and starting to see a life beyond her toxic marriage. This only fueled Ali's jealousy and need to control her. One of the most disturbing aspects of this case is how Ali began broadcasting his abuse of Anna to the world. He would live stream their arguments on social media, verbally abusing her in front of thousands of viewers. In these disturbing broadcasts, he would call her degrading names and make her the target of his rage while people watched in real time. These weren't private domestic disputes. Ali was literally turning his abuse of Anna into content for his social media platforms. It's hard to imagine anything more dehumanizing than having your most vulnerable and painful moments broadcast to strangers on the internet for entertainment. The relationship continued to deteriorate throughout 2021. Multiple incidents of domestic violence occurred, some of which Ali would later admit to during his trial. Anna called the police several times, but often the abuse would happen without leaving visible injuries, making it difficult for officers to take action. The final straw came in early October 2021, when Anna discovered that Ali had been cheating on her. A woman reached out to Anna directly to tell her about the affair, shattering any remaining trust in their marriage. Anna was devastated. Here was Ali, who had spent years accusing her of infidelity, who had controlled and monitored her every move out of supposed fear that she was cheating, and he had been the one having an affair all along. Anna made the decision that would seal her fate. She posted a TikTok video exposing Ali's infidelity. The video threatened his carefully crafted public image, and Ali exploded with rage. He demanded she take the video down, which she eventually did, but not before many people had already seen it. The damage to his reputation was done, and Ali blamed Anna entirely. By October 6th, 2021, Anna had finally had enough. She moved out of their shared apartment and went to stay with a friend, taking their 5-year-old daughter Amira with her. She was done with the marriage, done with the abuse, and ready to start a new life free from Ali's control. But Ali wasn't ready to let go. He called Anna and told her she could move back into their apartment since he would be staying at a hotel. It seemed like a reasonable arrangement. Anna could have the space she needed while they figured out their separation. What Anna didn't know was that Ali had made a copy of the electronic key to their apartment. His offer wasn't an act of kindness or an attempt to make things easier for her. It was part of a plan. The morning of October 21st, 2021, started like any other day. Anna dropped Amira off at school and returned to the apartment to continue settling back in. But unbeknownst to her, Ali had already been there. Using his copied key, Ali had entered the apartment around 9 a.m. while Anna was out. Security footage shows him arriving with bags and spending time in the unit. What he was doing there was methodical and calculated. He vandalized the apartment, throwing a pumpkin and flowers on the ground, and most chillingly, he installed a listening app on Amira's iPad, plugged it in, and hid it behind the bed in the primary bedroom. This wasn't a crime of passion or a spur-of-the-moment decision. Ali was setting up surveillance on his estranged wife, planning to spy on her from his hotel room. The app he installed would allow him to listen to everything happening in the apartment in real time. When Anna returned around 11 a.m. and saw the state of the apartment, she was shocked and upset. She called her friend Julia and said she was going to clean up the mess so that Amira wouldn't be confused when she came home. Anna also mentioned that she was planning to get a restraining order against Ali. Knowing she could use help cleaning up, Anna called her friend Rayburn Barron and asked him to come over to assist her. Ray was happy to help. He was that kind of person, always willing to lend a hand to friends in need. Anna also asked Julia to pick up Amira from school so she could focus on getting the apartment back in order. Back at his hotel, Ali was listening to every word through the iPad app he had planted. When he heard a man's voice in the apartment, Ray's voice, his paranoia and jealousy reached a boiling point. In his twisted mind, this confirmed his worst suspicions about Anna and Ray. What happened next shows just how premeditated Ali's actions were. He didn't rush to the apartment in a blind rage. Instead, he got high on cocaine. By his own later admission, it was probably the most coke I've ever done, and armed himself with a loaded gun. Then he drove to the Spire apartment complex. Security footage from both the apartment building and a neighbour's camera captured Ali's arrival at approximately 2:50 p.m. The video shows him taking the elevator up to the 35th floor, and then the most chilling detail. As soon as the elevator doors open, Ali sprints down the hallway toward the apartment. This wasn't someone arriving for a confrontation or to talk things out. This was someone running toward a predetermined target with deadly intent. Ali used his copied key to enter the apartment, and what he found was exactly what he expected. Anna and Ray sitting together on the couch, cleaning supplies nearby, working to fix the mess Ali himself had created that morning. According to the audio evidence and witness testimony, what happened next was swift and brutal. Within seconds of entering the apartment, Ali opened fire. Multiple audio recordings captured the sound of gunshots firing about 1 second after he entered. There was no conversation, no argument, no warning. Ray was shot 3 times in the head and neck at close range. Then Ali turned the gun on Anna, shooting her in the head. Both victims were killed execution style as they sat defenseless on the couch. But the horror didn't end there. During his trial, Ali would testify to details that showed just how calculated his actions were. He admitted that his gun had jammed or needed to be re-racked between shots, but instead of stopping, instead of coming to his senses, he continued the attack. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was cold-blooded murder. After killing Anna and Ray, Ali calmly left the building. Security footage shows him exiting without any apparent distress or urgency. His first call wasn't to 911 to report what he claimed was a crime of passion. It was to his mother to confess. In that phone call, which was later played in court, Ali told his mother that he had just shot and killed Anna. The conversation was brief and matter-of-fact, showing no real remorse or shock at what he had just done. Ali then drove to Amira's school and picked up his daughter early, telling Julia, who was supposed to collect the child, that there had been a change of plans. He then drove with the 5-year-old girl in the car, having just murdered her mother minutes earlier. It was around this time that neighbours heard the gunshots and called 911. When police arrived at the apartment, they found Anna and Ray's bodies on the couch, both dead from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. The scene was devastating. 2 young people who had been helping clean up an apartment were now lying dead, victims of one man's jealousy and rage. Meanwhile, Ali was driving on Interstate 15 with Amira when police spotted his vehicle and pulled him over. When they searched the car, they found a loaded gun with 9mm ammunition, the same type of bullets that had killed Anna and Ray. Ali was arrested on the spot, and Amira was safely removed from the vehicle and placed in protective custody. The investigation moved quickly. The evidence was overwhelming. Security footage showing Ali entering and leaving the building. Audio recordings from the listening device he had planted capturing the murders, and his own confession to his mother all pointed to his guilt. Ali was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, firearm enhancements, and special circumstance allegations for committing multiple murders. The special circumstances meant that if convicted, he could face the death penalty or life in prison without the possibility of parole. Initially, Ali tried to maintain his innocence. In a jailhouse interview with Fox 5 News, he denied confessing to the murders and couldn't explain why prosecutors claimed he had confessed. He tried to portray himself as a loving husband and father who was being wrongly accused. Ali said, "That's my family. I miss making my videos. It's everything I have. It's my baby. I love what I do." He talked about his dreams of becoming an actor and claimed he had been close to getting a talent agent just days before the murders. But his story kept changing, and his behaviour raised red flags for everyone who interacted with him. His cousin Louis Marinari described an incident just 3 days before the murders, where Ali had pulled out a large bag of cocaine and said, "I'm Gin Kid. I can do whatever I want. Nobody can touch me." This statement shows the level of entitlement and narcissism that had developed alongside his social media fame. The trial began in May 2024, with Deputy District Attorney Taryn Brast arguing that Ali was a controlling husband who killed Anna because she wanted to leave him. She told the jury, "He was so possessive and controlling of Anna that if he could not have her, no one could and she couldn't live." The evidence was overwhelming. Security footage, audio recordings, witness testimony, and Ali's own confessions. The prosecution showed the listening device Ali had planted and the premeditated nature of his actions. The defense tried to argue for voluntary manslaughter, claiming Ali suffered from mental health issues, childhood trauma, and cocaine addiction. They said Anna had been giving Ali breadcrumbs of hope about reconciling, and that he snapped when he saw her with Ray. Most damaging was Ali's decision to testify. Over 3 days, he completely changed his story from his original confession. Initially, he'd admitted to killing Anna and Ray in a cocaine-fueled rage. Now, he claimed self-defense, saying Anna attacked him and reached for a gun. This new story was easily debunked. Both guns belonged to Ali, not Anna. The forensic evidence showed both victims were shot while sitting on the couch, not during any struggle. The prosecution destroyed Ali's credibility. When Prosecutor Brast asked, "Mr. Ablaban, we can agree that you lie, Yes? Ali replied, I have lied to people. You're lying today about everything, Brast continued, and Ali's credibility was clearly shot. The sentencing hearing took place on September 6th, 2024, and it was as emotional as the trial had been. The court allowed 6 loved ones of Anna and Ray to provide victim impact statements before the judge delivered his sentence. Anna's sister was visibly distraught as she screamed at Ali about the devastating impact his actions had on their family. Ali, if I had known what my sister had been through with all that abuse, if I had known, she cried. I would have flown again to see her and to take her and Amira from you. She continued, You promised my mom that you would take good care of them, like my parents did for Anna Marie and Amira back in the Philippines. You know Anna Marie is not going to go cheat if you didn't cheat first. Ray's family also spoke, describing their brother as a caring man who had always been willing to help others. His sister, Lisbeth Barron, said, We are often told that we are such a strong family for surviving this tragedy, but the reality is this has been the most difficult thing we have ever experienced. Many of us are left broken. Before the judge announced the sentence, Ali was given the opportunity to address the court. Reading from notes written on yellow-lined paper, he offered what seemed to be an apology, but continued to defend his actions as being committed during a drug-induced psychosis. Ali said, There really isn't much a person can say to make things better. I am so incredibly sorry to each and every one of you that have been affected by this. I cannot imagine the pain that I have caused your families. But then he added, The fact that I spent more time on the stand than the jury took to deliberate my fate is very concerning. It's truly unfortunate that despite the compelling evidence that this was a crime of passion, somehow the jury still landed on this verdict. Even in his supposed apology, Ali was still trying to minimize his actions and question the justice system that had held him accountable. Judge Jeffrey Fraser wasn't buying any of it. Before announcing the sentence, he made his feelings about Ali crystal clear. He's a very selfish person, as I think the jury saw, Judge Fraser said. He is a very talented actor. When I saw the Scarface videos, it's as if when he committed these crimes, he became that persona of Scarface, of just the cold-blooded killing without remorse. The judge continued, Any tears that he's cried in this courtroom have been for himself. They are not for Ray and Anna. But as he sits here today, I don't know if he's really sorry. I have serious reservations about that, but I know he's sorry about the consequences of going to prison for the rest of his life. Then came the moment everyone had been waiting for. Judge Fraser sentenced Ali Abulaban to 2 consecutive terms of life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 50 years to life for the firearm enhancements. The bottom line here is, he will die in prison. He will never be a free man. He will take his last breath there, the judge declared. The courtroom erupted in applause, and Ali mockingly joined in, showing his complete lack of remorse or understanding of the gravity of his actions. Anna Marie Abulaban was just 28 years old when she was murdered, a caring mother finally breaking free from years of abuse. Ray Barron, 29, was simply helping a friend clean up when Ali's jealousy cost him his life. Most tragic of all is 5-year-old Amira, who lost both parents that day and will grow up knowing her father murdered her mother. This case shows us the deadly warning signs we can't ignore: extreme jealousy, control, physical abuse, and the dangerous intersection of domestic violence and social media fame. Ali literally broadcast his abuse to thousands of followers, turning violence into content while his online success fed his narcissism and sense of invincibility. While justice has been served with Ali sentenced to die in prison, Anna had called police multiple times and tried to leave her abuser, but our systems failed to protect her. the most dangerous time for domestic violence victims is when they try to leave. And Ali's response was clear. If he couldn't have Anna, no one could. Anna and Ray should be alive today. Instead, they're gone because one man's jealousy and need for control destroyed everything.